The House votes to impeach President Trump following the riots at the Capitol building last week.
Now, joining us now to discuss the vote is Millsaps College government professor, political science professor, Dr. Nathan Schrader. Thank you, Dr. Schrader, for being with us.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too. What do you make of all this? What are your thoughts? Tell us.
Well, look, there are two things immediately that come to mind. The first is that Donald Trump has long wanted to be, remembered in the history books in some way, and he's certainly going to be as the first president and maybe the only president we'll ever have who's been impeached not once but twice. But on the other side of the coin, Melanie, I've had a really mixed set of feelings today because I think that this impeachment was necessary and it was done for the right reasons given the events of the last 7 days. But I also watched those speeches today and the debate today, and there was nothing that I learned from this. It felt like this day of both sides just, bouncing hitting the tennis ball back and forth over the net there wasn't a whole lot. It didn't feel like we accomplished a lot today. And there's still all these other gargantuan problems that we have in the country, policy-wise, political, it's structural, that we just spent a whole day on impeachment number 2, but can we dedicate that amount of time moving forward to other critical issues that are going unaddressed right now? That's why this was a bit of a mixed bag for me professionally and personally.
What does this mean going forward after the second impeachment? What is it going to mean for Donald Trump? What's it going to mean for the country?
Well, Byron, Donald Trump, there's one area where I'm kind of in conflict with some of the folks I've seen in the national news media who've been talking about this, who are saying Donald Trump is no longer going to be a factor. Donald Trump is weakened. Well, sure, he's a little weaker politically now. But the thing is, Donald Trump is still the president. Donald Trump still commands great support among the Republican base, not necessarily all the rank and file, but the Republican base. He's still the most well-known figure in the Republican Party, and the Republican Party has been remade in the image of Donald Trump in the last 5 years. So I think that Donald Trump is still in a position to exercise great influence in his party, especially. You have to remember, just last week, it got lost in the shuffle with all the major stories going on. Donald Trump's ally, Ronna Romney McDaniel, was easily reelected, I think, without opposition as chair of the RNC. The Republican National Committee will remain in the hands of Donald Trump supporters. So those who are saying that he's now going to be a non-factor, I think, are completely wrong. But I do think he is a significantly weakened political factor today, more so than at any point in his 4 years.
But if the impeachment were to go through, would he still have that power? Could he not still be able to reach certain people?
Yeah, look, the one thing I don't believe this will erase is the influence that the man has within his party with the base vote. Again, the difference is a base vote is the most adamant Donald Trump supporters in the party. I think they will still be listening to Donald Trump. The problem is, the issue is those who think they're going to get rid of him easily, even if he doesn't stand for run for re-election in 2024, Donald Trump will most certainly still be trying to play the kingmaker in the Republican Party because the RNC apparatus is still controlled by his supporters, his folks politically, and the base of the party is still the Donald Trump base. So I don't think this means he's going away. This may erase his viability as a presidential candidate in the future. I believe it will, but that doesn't mean that his grip on the party will suffer or go away. So Donald Trump will not be going away anytime soon.
The impeachment trial in the Senate, Mitch McConnell says that he's not likely to call senators back, and this will happen after President-elect Biden is sworn in. What do you think will happen with the impeachment trial?
Well, a lot of this is the part that's truly uncharted waters, because we have the potential for an impeachment trial to be conducted on a president who's no longer in office. So some of this is there's going to be two things to look for. I believe, first of all, is the appetite going to be there to pursue this further? Because the Biden administration will be coming in they're going to have their first 100 days agenda and the majority in the Senate, and they're going to need to act quickly to advance some of the promises that he and Senator Harris, Vice President-elect Harris, made during the campaign. So they need to be able to do two things at once if they want to do this correctly. They need to balance the Senate trial, but they can't let that distract from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris trying to achieve what they promised they would do, especially with regards to the coronavirus pandemic and the economy. So they can try to balance this, but they can't let the Senate trial of Donald Trump no longer be in office overtake them trying to implement their policy agenda.
Thank you. I mean, that was very, very, very good. I hadn't thought of that at all, of course.
All right, Dr. Nathan Schrader.
He is Dr. Nathan Schrader, so he would think of that, yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Schrader, for being with us.